Imagine a battlefield in 2026 where the sky hums with invisible intelligence and a single operator in a distant bunker directs an invisible army that strikes faster than any human. I can follow. No thunder of artillery, no roar of jet engines, just the whisper of hundreds of autonomous drones descending like a digital storm, each one calculating trajectories, dodging threats, and delivering precision blows that end engagements before they even begin. In the first 10 seconds of this new era, entire tank columns vanish under coordinated swarms, supply lines crumble without a single boot on the ground, and commanders watch in real time as the rules of war are rewritten forever by machines that think faster than soldiers can react. This is not tomorrow's fiction. This is how advanced military drones are revolutionizing warfare right now, turning billion-dollar defense budgets into relics and empowering even smaller forces to punch far above their weight with technology that blends lethal efficiency and breathtaking innovation. The shift is so profound that it has flipped the economics of combat on its head, where a drone costing less than a luxury car can neutralize assets worth millions, creating a cost asymmetry that forces every military on the planet to rethink everything from tactics to training. What makes 2026 the tipping point is the perfect storm of artificial intelligence, swarm coordination, and resilient engineering that has matured from experimental prototypes into battlefield staples. Drones today operate with onboard AI that processes sensor data in milliseconds, allowing them to identify targets, adapt to jamming, and execute missions even when cut off from human controllers. Picture a swarm of 50 units launched from a single truck. They spread out like living organisms, sharing data through mesh networks so that if one is destroyed, the others instantly reroute and compensate. Overwhelming air defenses designed for larger, predictable threats. This autonomy isn't just convenient. It is revolutionary because it removes the vulnerability of radio links that enemies have long exploited with electronic warfare. Instead, fiber optic tethers on some models provide unbreakable control lines that snake through the air, while others rely on visual navigation and preloaded maps, ensuring they function in GPS-denied zones where older systems would fail instantly. The result is a level of persistence and adaptability that keeps operators safe far behind lines while delivering real-time intelligence and strikes that feel almost prescient. Educational value comes alive when you consider how these systems integrate with broader strategies. In high-intensity conflicts of recent years, drones have already accounted for the majority of battlefield casualties through cheap first-person view kamikaze, runs that hunt individual soldiers or vehicles with terrifying accuracy. By 2026, that capability has scaled to mass production levels where nations field millions annually, flooding zones with attritable assets that saturate enemy sensors and force constant adaptation. Valuable insight here is the rise of precise mass, the idea that quantity combined with smart guidance creates effects once reserved for expensive missiles. A single low-cost unit might carry a shaped charge that penetrates armor, but when dozens coordinate, they can dismantle an entire defensive network by targeting radars, launchers, and command nodes in sequence. This decentralization means no more reliance on massive centralized bases that are easy targets. Instead, small mobile teams launch swarms from concealed positions, turning every forest or urban block into a launch pad and making traditional force concentration suicidal. Entertainment meets education in the sheer drama of these operations. Watch a night mission unfold and you see thermal imaging revealing hidden positions that daylight would miss, with drones using starlight sensors to operate in total darkness. One unit scouts ahead, feeding data to the swarm, which then decides collectively which targets to prioritize based on threat levels calculated by AI algorithms. It's like watching a living chess game played at machine speed, where decoys draw fire while strike elements slip through gaps. Hybrid propulsion extends endurance to hours or even days for larger platforms, allowing them to loiter as loyal wingmen alongside manned aircraft, sharing targeting data and extending the reach of pilots without putting them in harm's way. This manned-unmanned teaming is another 2026 breakthrough, blending human judgment with robotic precision to create hybrid forces that outthink and outlast conventional opponents. The revolution extends beyond offense to the frantic race for countermeasures. As drones proliferate, counter-drone systems have exploded in sophistication. Lasers that burn through airframes in seconds, radio frequency jammers tuned to new frequencies, and interceptor drones that hunt their cousins in aerial dogfights are now standard. Yet even these defenses struggle against the volume and intelligence of modern swarms, because shooting down one unit barely dents a coordinated group that learns and adapts in real time. Valuable insight for anyone studying strategy is how this arms race is democratizing warfare. Smaller nations, or even non-state actors, can now acquire or build systems that challenge superpowers, leveling the playing field in ways that were unthinkable a decade ago. Production lines churn out units at costs so low that losing them is acceptable, shifting focus from protecting expensive hardware to overwhelming with numbers and smarts. Consider the human element, too. Operators train in simulators that mimic real missions with stunning realism, learning to orchestrate swarms like conductors leading symphonies of destruction. The psychological impact is immense. Soldiers on the ground know that the sky is always watching and ready to strike, creating a constant tension that erodes morale and forces dispersal of forces. Yet this technology also saves lives by keeping humans out of the most dangerous zones, allowing precision that minimizes collateral damage when used responsibly. Ethically, it raises questions about accountability in autonomous decisions, but the educational takeaway is clear. Warfare is becoming faster, more surgical, and less forgiving of mistakes. Nations investing in resilient communications, AI ethics frameworks, and rapid iteration are pulling ahead, while those clinging to old doctrines fall behind. Looking deeper, the integration of advanced sensors like multispectral cameras and edge computing means drones can operate in all weather, all terrain, and all electronic environments. Extended range variants now strike deep into rear areas, disrupting logistics and command chains far from front lines. In 2026, we see hybrid fleets combining small tactical units with larger strategic platforms, creating layered effects that cascade across domains from air to ground to even maritime operations where sea drones join the mix. This multi-domain synergy is the ultimate insight. Drones no longer fight alone. They form ecosystems that connect with satellites, ground vehicles, and cyber tools to create a unified battle space where information flows seamlessly and decisions happen at the speed of light. The entertainment factor peaks when you envision future scenarios. A city defense scenario where interceptor swarms rise to meet incoming threats, neutralizing them mid-air in spectacular bursts of light and debris. Or a reconnaissance mission where a lone drone maps an entire valley, identifies hidden threats, and calls in reinforcements that arrive like ghosts. These visuals are not hype. They are documented capabilities, reshaping training manuals and war games worldwide. Economically, the shift is staggering. Defense budgets once poured into manned platforms now flow into scalable drone programs that deliver more capability per dollar, freeing resources for other innovations while creating entire new industries around components, software, and training. Ultimately, the revolution in 2026 boils down to empowerment through intelligence. Advanced military drones have democratized high-impact operations, made mass precision affordable, and forced a complete re-evaluation of what victory looks like. They turn underdogs into contenders and compel superpowers to innovate or risk obsolescence. The air is no longer empty space. It is a domain of constant motion and calculation where the next conflict will be decided not by who has the biggest guns, but by who masters the smallest, smartest machines. As these systems continue to evolve, the only certainty is that warfare will never be the same again, offering both unprecedented opportunities for strategic advantage and sobering reminders of the speed at which technology can redefine human conflict. The drones are here, they are advancing, and they are changing everything.